everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode. And please say hello to our new panelists, Mayar, Katril, and Johanna, everybody. Welcome to the channel. So, I just realized I look like a candy cane. Anyway, so I was just thinking about like injuries. I know this is like such a bad way to start, but honestly, I remember like the worst injury I ever had was when I was like 5 years old, and I literally opened like this mailbox. I don't know what it was. It was like one of those mailboxes with like the spring and everything. And so I literally put my face in and I closed it, and all my teeth fell. I know, it was so depressing. So, do you guys remember your worst injuries?
Well, I've never really broken anything. I've been very
Lucky
fortunate. But when I was in daycare, when I was like 8 years old, I went on a slip and slide, and this kid did a really cool trick in front of me, and I wanted to do it, and I tried, and I sprained my ankle. But that was the worst.
Is the slide okay? Is the slide okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Alright, so my first.
There you go.
My worst injury was when I was sparring. I do mixed martial arts. So I was sparring, and I threw an overhand right, and he blocked it, and my shoulder popped out.
Whoa.
And yeah, that was my worst injury.
Wow. Ouch. Do you have one there?
I've also been fortunate enough to never break anything, but I did need stitches when I was 4. I was getting out of the car, and I'm not sure how he managed it, but my brother closed the door of the car on my lips.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that happened.
Whoa.
We're still not sure how that
Is the
happened.
car door okay? I'm sorry. Yeah. Wow. That's really painful. Wow. And you're much better now, right? That's
Yeah.
good. Okay. You know, we're going to talk a bit about the American election that's coming up. In fact, on February 1st, Americans will be nominating the Republican nominee. Will determine the Republican nominee and the Democratic nominee. And I honestly really hope it's going to be Hillary Clinton, because I think she's going to be wonderful as president. And I just really hope, I think in terms of the Republicans, it'll be either Donald Trump or Ben Carson. Do you guys think Donald Trump would be a good leader?
No.
Yeah.
But I think it would be funny to watch, so I
That's
really
true.
hope he's elected.
I know, he's the gift that keeps on giving, as people say. But he's going to be 70 years old when he runs.
He's 70?
I know, he doesn't look 70, does he? Wow. Wow, I guess it's working for him. I know. Yeah. It's so funny because,
Money, I guess.
yeah, he has a lot of money. He could just buy the election. But, or like, buy all the votes. But the thing is, it's so funny because like someone on on TV was like making this joke, because Donald Trump, he has very outspoken views on immigration. Yeah. So it's so funny because his wife is from Slovenia. So is he going to send her back to Slovenia? So that just makes me wonder. All right. Much fun today. All right, let's talk about this woman right here. Her name is Nicole Arbor, and she's this comedian. Yeah, and she's this comedian, and she made this very controversial video back in September called "Dear Fat People." And so she basically went on this 7-minute long rant about how fat people are atrocious and how saying you're fat is just equally as bad as pulling the race card, and she just went on and on and on and on. It was quite atrocious, and I really feel like she didn't make a difference. I mean, I understand where she wants to go, but she didn't really inspire me.
Well, like you said, I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to address the issue of obesity, right? But it's like I said, it's an old saying. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Right. And I feel like she could have did a better job of just getting her opinion across without using such language.
And just piggybacking off of what you were saying, it's about the way you say it. I think if she was maybe a little bit more kinder, a bit more encouraging, then I would have been more, I guess, motivated. Like, wow, what a great video. I guess it's sort of just like, okay, I'm going to rebel against you now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Her delivery was terrible. I mean, you shouldn't go around shaming people for how they look.
Right.
But she does bring up a good point about obesity being a disease. Should we really be celebrating obesity? Should we be accepting of? Should we accept it?
Right. That's an interesting thing, but actually she was, her comments were so controversial, she was actually fired from an upcoming movie she was going to be starring in, but she later said she had no involvement with the movie, so I guess we'll see what's factual. But she actually spoke out about this. I mean, she said, quote, "That video was made to offend people, it was just satire." I don't know, I mean, was it really satire?
Well,
Nicole, was it satire?
It definitely offended people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the things she was saying, like the cure to obesity, she said something, she said, just stop eating. That's not a cure to get healthy. You shouldn't stop eating. That can lead so many problems, depression, everything. So what she was saying, yeah, you shouldn't shame people for the way they look.
Right.
That doesn't help anyone.
I think she definitely wanted to start a conversation, and that's what she did, because we're talking about her on this show, so yeah.
She got her fame.
Yes. Let's talk about something very serious right now, the death penalty. So the question is, should the death penalty be legalized? Is this an option that should be on the table when we're prosecuting criminals? And for the record, death penalty is death by execution for people convicted of committing the worst possible crimes. And this practice still continues in in some other countries. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should have the death penalty?
Well, I think obviously there's that issue of if you're executing an innocent person, but I think we're nearly at that point where that won't happen anymore. Like with technology advances, DNA, all that stuff, I think that will no longer be an issue. And I think when that happens, then yes, the death penalty should be allowed. Because, yeah, we're paying for them to be in jail, and why waste our tax dollars on criminals?
But the thing is, if the motive of the death penalty is to reduce crime, it definitely hasn't done its job, because there are still so many criminals out there, and it's also kind of hypocritical because it's like, well, it's an eye for an eye, right? So it's, you know, okay, you committed murder, so we're gonna punish you by doing the same heinous act that you committed. So it's a little hypocritical.
Like,
to me.
yeah, just to talk on that. It's kind of like, I mean, me personally, I do think it. Like, I'm on both sides of the fence, kind of. Because like Joanna said, I wouldn't want to pay for them to stay in jail.
Right.
But also, it's like, who are we to decide who gets to die or not? That kind of thing. So like, it can spark some controversy for sure.
Also, I mean, death is only a penalty if you believe in heaven and hell. If you don't, then, I mean, you're dead and that's it. The only people you're punishing are the family of the person being executed.
Absolutely. Well, I think prison, in a way, there's like no escape from prison. With the death penalty, you sort of have an easy way out. I mean, especially if it was like accidental murder, I guess. I don't know what the rule is surrounding that, but I guess maybe the guilt will sort of eat you alive and will help you realize what you did was wrong. But I mean, the death penalty is just an easy way out. But I think, for the record, I don't think there's been a death penalty in Canada since like the 60s, I believe. It was like the 1962 was probably the last time it happened. But I think the thing with the law is that you can't like pick and choose. It has to apply to everyone. Like, you can't say in this situation, okay, you're gonna get the death penalty, but you can't for this one. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very controversial. There's always that big gray area, and you know, I feel like even with technology, you're still gonna mistakenly what's it called, convict someone and kill them. So
Well, I don't know.
no, you don't think so?
You know?
All right, we'll let the courts decide. We'll be right back. So let's talk about my favorite subject, politics. All right, so as we all, yes. Go politics, all right. So, we heard like a clap from the audience. Okay, so, just one person. Thank you to that one person.
Excited.
I know. Someone's excited. All right, so the federal election, of course, here in Canada was held back on October 19th. All right, settle down. No, I'm kidding.
One person, settle down.
All right, what happened? All right, give us a minute here, folks. All right, let's keep going. All right. Okay. No, we gotta keep this. We gotta keep this. This is fun. All right. The federal election here in Canada was held back on October 19th, and about 68% of Canadians went to the polls and voted, which was up about 7% from 2011. And it was definitely higher from 4 years ago, but that number is still pretty low. So that got me thinking: should we fine people for not voting? Because I think there are certain countries that have a 97% voter turnout, and I think there are certain laws surrounding that. So do you guys think people should be fined?
I don't think so. I think if you don't vote, it's on you. If you want to see a change in your country, then you should vote. But I mean, yeah, it's on you if you don't vote. So I don't think you should be fined.
Yeah, I don't really think people should be fined either. One of the reasons is I know under the Harper government, to be able to vote, you needed to present photo ID, and a lot of seniors were being turned away because they didn't have driver's license. So I feel like if you're going to be fined, you should have access to being able to vote. So
Right.
it's unfair to
Okay.
say they should be fined.
Also, if you're forcing everyone to vote, then you're gonna have people that don't want to vote, but they'll be voting anyway. So you're gonna have a lot of spoiled ballots. You're gonna have meaningless votes that won't, and the end result will be a government that doesn't properly reflect the population.
Well, I feel like you're entitled to rights and freedoms under the charter. So it's your responsibility to go out and vote. And I feel like even if you don't support anybody in the particular election, I think it's just go and at least spoil your ballot. I guess that means you at least had your exercise your democratic right and responsibility, really. But also, I think in terms of like transportation and everything, I got a call on election day. I'm not old enough to vote, but I got a call saying if you need a ride to your polling station, where we would give you that. So I think maybe we can work on that. And I think there was a time when people protested and formed unions for the right to vote. So now that that option is on the table and people don't want to use it, I mean, it seems kind of wrong. And this is, in a way, this is going to force people to become better informed. And if, as I said, you can spoil your ballot, and people will realize, I think once they're forced to go and vote, they'll realize that they have more power than they thought they did, and it just might erase the cynicism that we have about politics. And maybe more than one person in the audience will applaud when we say the word politics. So I think that's just where I stand on it. All right. Welcome to the show! Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to see you all today. I'm going to start off with something that we can all relate to, awkward moments. Applaud if you've had an awkward moment, yes? All of us, yeah. Too many awkward moments. For some reason, all my awkward moments happen when I'm on like public transportation, like when I'm on the TTC. Like I remember one time this bus driver, he braked so hard I fell on someone's lap. Like no joke, I literally fell on someone's lap. And don't worry, the seat is okay. Just wanted to let you all know that. I mean, and also this one other time I had my earbuds in and my music was so loud that, okay, I didn't realize what was going on around me. So what happened was that there was this elderly gentleman, so my stop came, and there was this elderly gentleman in the front, and I didn't realize they were lowering the bus for him. So I was like, "Excuse me, sir, can you move?" And he was like, so he was just looked at me like I asked him for both of his kidneys. He was like, "What the hell are you looking at?" So yeah, and so basically, yeah, you guys can laugh, it's fine. It was really silly, and so yeah, I felt so bad, honestly. So I've had way too many awkward moments. But the worst is when you're having like conversations with someone and they just don't have a sense of humor. So you're just like, nice weather we're having. So that's just really, really awkward. Anyway. Going from awkward moments to somebody I admire, as everybody knows, well, everybody within a 36-mile radius knows, I would like to become a broadcaster someday. I want to be a journalist and everything. And so I really admire this amazing woman, this female journalist named Barbara Walters. She's really, really amazing. And she actually is so special because she was one of the first female, she was the first female co-anchor of a network evening news program. She really broke the glass ceiling for a lot of women. And she, I think she was just really, really cool. And she created a talk show called The View, which we're very inspired by. So thus this show. So I really admire her, and I bought her memoir actually last year. It's called Audition. It's very, very symbolic. She talks about, you know, how her whole life has been one long audition, you know, whether it's for a job or whether it's to get people to like her, and you know, I think it's very, very moving. So just give a big shout out. And of course, I admire everybody in this room. Thanks for coming today. Appreciate it very much. All right. Finally, I'm going to do a Blue's Clues. I'm going to pull out my handy dandy notebook. Okay, I want to talk about some funny tweets that I found on the internet. Like, these are so funny. Like, this one is, here's this one. I've decided to leave my past behind me, so if I owe you money, I'm sorry, but I've moved on. That one's by Jay Stewart. And this one is by Alicia Keys. After Kim and Kanye's daughter, like, North was born, this is what she said. Seriously, Kim and Kanye, you named her North? That's like me naming my kid Car. Come on, smile, come on. This is like, what did I talk about? Awkward moments? Come on, smile. All right, and finally, this you're my new favorite. And this one is by Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know what's more awkward, answering Dora or sitting in silence while she stares at you. Anyway, we are going to be right back with the wonderful ladies of Amnesty International. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're a great audience. Bring it back. Guess what's coming up in 2 days? The Talent Show. Join us Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. for a night of pure VP talent. The best part is Friday is a PA day, so you don't have to worry about that pesky homework assignment. Ticket sales will continue today and tomorrow at lunch only, and keep in mind no tickets will be sold at the front door. Get your tickets as soon as possible as spots are limited. Parents, families, uncles, and aunts are encouraged to attend. Winter is fast approaching, but have no fear, the prom committee is here. This year you get to choose between 2 amazing sweater designs created by our own talented students. A poll is up right now on Facebook and closes this Thursday at 11 p.m., so don't forget to vote for the design that you like the best. The winning sweater sales start next week. Attention potential grade 12 graduating students. Victoria Park's own college fair is taking place this morning in our cafeteria. Please bring your personal invitation with you to the cafeteria to meet the representatives from GTA colleges now. Attention all students who tried out for the swim team. The final roster has been posted on the VPAC wiki and outside of the phys ed office. Please check the list to see if you're on the team. Our first practice will be tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Hey VP, the deadline to submit your leadership retreat forms is tomorrow at lunch. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you do not want to miss out on. In other news, do you want to learn more about the world of business? Do you want to compete in a business competition against individuals from other schools? If so, FBLA is a perfect fit for you. To find out more about the future business leaders of America, there will be an informational meeting on Wednesday at lunch in room C6. Hope to see you there. Hi Panthers, would you like to attend an engaging conference on gender diversity? Would you like to hear from diverse, inspiring speakers and learn more about different identities and being an ally? Well then, Envision Youth Conference is for you. Choose from the wide variety of workshops including safe spaces, social media, relationships, and allyship. The meeting will be held in room 119 next Thursday. And our quote for the Aboriginal Education Month comes from The Inconvenient Indian, a curious account of Native people in North America by Thomas King. Quote, a great many people in North America believe that Canada and the United States, in a moment of inexplicable generosity, gave treaty rights to Native people as a gift. Of course, anyone familiar with the history of Indians in North America knows that Native people paid for every treaty right, and in some cases paid more than once. The idea that either country gave First Nations something for free is nonsense. And on that note, everybody, have a great day. Everybody, today we are very excited to introduce to you two very special ladies who are running a very special club. Please welcome Inara and Christy from Amnesty International. Welcome to you, ladies. So, Inara or Christy, let's start with you. What is Amnesty International?
So Amnesty International is a global organization, and they fight to protect human rights of everyone in the world. And they're very specific about that every single human being on this earth has equal rights, and they all should be protected. So they're a global movement, and they like to think of themselves as a movement more than a charity that protects human rights and fights for people's human rights that have been violated.
And Inara, I understand you also have meetings every week?
Oh, so the meetings happen every Wednesday at lunch, room 302. So come and join us.
All right. And what are some of the initiatives that you've accomplished so far?
So this is actually our second year for Amnesty International. So last year, some of the things that we did were we went to the Ontario Design Center where we had a human rights booth for Amnesty International, and we basically raised awareness in the neighborhoods of Thornton and Flemington, and a lot of people showed up. We gave like these little key cards out that had like little statements of human rights violations that are taking place around the world. So a lot of awareness was created there. Also, this year, what we're trying to do different is, because last year there was a lot of fundraising, so this year we're trying to do more awareness. So that's by having like activities such as like Ethics Bowl, Film Festival, and we're just trying to make each member more of a global citizen.
Okay. And Christy, what else do you have planned this year? Human Rights Day, anything that's coming up?
Yeah, so Human Rights Day is coming up on December 11th, and we are planning on having an event here at Victoria Park that will raise awareness of people in our school about human rights issues and violations and all that good stuff. And so we'll have that here at Victoria Park on the 11th. And we're also going to be heading back to the Science Center. We're going to have a booth again, and we're going to be bringing awareness into that community.
All right, and finally, what is one word that you would use to describe Amnesty?
So me and Christian came up with global movement, and we think that because Amnesty International, as you can see from its organization, it's international. It's all over the world. So Amnesty doesn't focus just on one country, or they're not biased towards certain types of ethnicities, races, but it's like for each person. So it focuses on all the human rights violations for the whole world, rather than like some specific region or something.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. Really appreciate the good work you're doing. In our club corner today, we're very excited to introduce to you the wonderful leaders of the World Partnership Walk. Please give a warm welcome to Inara, Nayab, and Inara, everybody. Welcome. Plus all the people who are talking in the background. Anyways, so Nayab, tell us what exactly the World Partnership Walk is.
The World Partnership Walk is a program that's run by the Aga Khan Foundation, which helps raise funds to fund initiatives in third world countries and help combat the issue of global poverty. It's currently been running for 31 years across 7 cities in Canada, and Toronto included. And so what happens is that different community, business, and school teams come together and help raise funds
And when and where are your meetings?
So our meetings occur every Friday and we're at 2:33.
What inspired you to start this club?
So as I said earlier, there is different like community teams, school teams and business teams which come together in each city to help collect funds to combat the issue of global poverty. And so all of us have been part of like different community teams to help raise funds. And so since it is the last year for 3 of our leaders, one of them is behind the camera. But like since 3 of the leaders are in grade 12, we decided that we'd try something new and create a school team for like Victoria Park.
And finally, describe your club in one word and also share with us your motto.
So we would describe the club, the word we would use to describe the club is change, which is evident in our motto, which is taking steps to combat global poverty, since we're trying to help change the individuals' lives in third world countries.
To help improve their quality of life.
Very nice. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for
Sorry. what a great show it's been. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for showing up today. Appreciate it a lot. Thanks, guys. And that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. So long.